Have you ever wished for something, really wished, and it just never came true? What if I told you that you might be asking the universe all wrong? In this video, we're diving deep into the teachings of Dr. Joseph Murphy, the mind behind the power of your subconscious mind, and revealing the exact formula he believed would unlock the universe's power in your life. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to ask for anything and actually get it. The mind behind the method. Joseph Murphy wasn't just another self-help guru. He was a pioneer in bridging spirituality, psychology, and science. His central idea? Your subconscious mind is the gateway to the universe. Born in Ireland in 1898, Murphy wasn't always focused on metaphysical teachings. He began his career as a pharmacist before developing a profound interest in religion and mysticism. What sets Murphy apart from other thought leaders of his time was his dedication to finding the common thread between various spiritual traditions and modern science. Murphy spent decades studying not just Western religions, but Eastern philosophies as well. He immersed himself in the teachings of the Vedas, Buddhism, and even quantum physics, discovering that at their core they all pointed to the same truth: consciousness shapes reality. After earning his PhD in psychology from the University of Southern California, Murphy became a minister of the Church of Divine Science, where he began sharing his findings with growing audiences. His background in both science and spirituality allowed him to present metaphysical concepts in practical, accessible ways that resonated with people from all walks of life. Whatever you impress upon your subconscious with faith and clarity, it brings into your reality. But the problem is, most people are doing it wrong. So let's break down how to do it right, step by step. Hashtag the common mistakes we all make. Let's start with what not to do. Begging the universe? That shows doubt. When you plead with the universe to grant your wishes, you're essentially saying, I don't believe I already have this, or that it's naturally mine. This energetic stance immediately creates resistance. Murphy observed that the subconscious mind interprets begging as confirmation that you lack something, which only reinforces that lack in your experience. Constantly asking and checking, that shows lack of faith. It's like planting a seed and then digging it up every few hours to see if it's growing. Each time you check from a place of worry or doubt, you're telling your subconscious mind that you don't trust the process. This skepticism becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, preventing your desires from manifesting. Being vague? That shows confusion. The universe doesn't respond to fuzzy intentions. If you can't clearly articulate what you want, how can your subconscious mind or the universe deliver it? Ambiguity leads to ambiguous results, which is why so many people feel their manifestations are almost but not quite what they wanted. According to Murphy, the subconscious responds best to clarity, confidence, and calm expectation, the blueprint for your desires. Murphy taught that the mind needs a clear blueprint. Don't say, I want more money. Say, I gratefully received $5,000 for my new project this month. The clearer the image, the faster the manifestation. Your subconscious mind needs details. Think of it like planting a seed. If you don't know what seed you're planting, how will you know what will grow? Specificity matters immensely in the manifestation process. When you create a detailed mental picture of what you desire, you're giving your subconscious mind precise instructions. Murphy compared this to an architect drawing blueprints before construction begins. No builder would start. Work with vague directions like, build something nice. They need exact specifications. But specificity goes beyond just the physical attributes of what you want. Murphy advised including sensory details in your visualizations. How does achieving your desire make you feel? What sounds, smells, or tastes might be associated with it? These sensory elements make your mental image more vivid and real to your subconscious mind. For example, if you're manifesting a new home, don't just visualize a generic house. See the exact color of the front door, feel the texture of the handrail as you climb the stairs, hear the sound of your footsteps on the hardwood floors, smell the fresh flowers in the entryway. The more senses you engage, the more powerful your manifestation becomes. The perfect timing for your request. Murphy emphasized the importance of asking in a relaxed, meditative state, right before sleep or right after waking. This is when the subconscious is most open to suggestions. These twilight moments, the hypnagogic state before falling asleep and the hypnopompic state upon waking, are when the conscious and subconscious minds are most connected. The analytical, often judgmental conscious mind becomes quieter, allowing direct communication with the subconscious. Murphy frequently recommended the practice of night manifestation. As you lie in bed with your body relaxed and your mind drifting towards sleep, your brain waves naturally shift from beta, active thinking, to alpha, relaxed awareness, and eventually theta, drowsiness. In these alpha and theta states, the subconscious mind is highly receptive to new programming. Close your eyes, visualize your desire, feel the outcome, and let that emotion saturate your mind. The emotional component cannot be overstated. Murphy taught that feelings are the language of the subconscious. You can recite affirmations all day, but without the corresponding emotion, they remain ineffective. When you combine vivid imagery with genuine feeling, you create an energetic imprint that your subconscious mind accepts as reality. Morning practice can be equally powerful. In those first moments of waking, before your mind becomes cluttered with daily concerns, set your intention for the day. This plants a seed that will influence your thoughts, feelings, and actions throughout your waking hours. The magic formula. Here's the magic formula. I am so happy and grateful now that, followed by your specific desire, already fulfilled. This precise wording is powerful for several reasons. First, it begins with I am, what Murphy called the most powerful creative words in any language. These words declare your state of being, not just your wanting or wishing. The phrase so happy and grateful immediately evokes positive emotions, which are essential for effective manifestation. Gratitude is particularly potent because it acknowledges receipt. When you're truly grateful for something, you're affirming that you have already received it. The word now is crucial because it places your desire in the present moment, not I will be or I want, but I am, because to your subconscious, there is no future. There's only now. This understanding of the subconscious mind's perception of time is fundamental to Murphy's teachings. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between what is happening in physical reality and what is vividly imagined. It accepts whatever you present to it as the current reality and works to align your experiences accordingly. When you make statements in future tense, I will have, I am going to achieve, your subconscious interprets this as something that is not yet true. The desired state remains perpetually in the future, always just out of reach. By contrast, when you affirm in present tense, I have, your subconscious accepts this as your current reality and begins reorganizing your perceptions, attitudes, and actions to match this new programming. The art of letting go. This part is crucial. After asking, don't obsess, don't stress, don't micromanage the outcome. Murphy said, do not outline the method. The infinite intelligence of your subconscious will select the best way. Trust the process. Act as if it's already on its way and live in that vibration. This surrender is perhaps the most challenging aspect of manifestation for many people, especially those with controlling personalities. We naturally want to know how our desires will come to fruition. We try to figure out all the possible pathways and often become fixated on a particular route. Murphy explained that this tendency to dictate how severely limits the universe's ability to deliver our desires. Your conscious mind can only conceive of a handful of possibilities, but the infinite intelligence of the universe has countless means at its disposal. Letting go doesn't mean becoming passive or abandoning practical action. Rather, it means releasing attachment to specific outcomes while remaining open to unexpected opportunities. It's about trusting that the wisdom of your subconscious mind, connected to universal intelligence, knows better than your conscious mind how to bring your desires into physical form. This trust creates a state of relaxed expectancy, what Murphy called the mental attitude that brings results. You're confidently expecting your good to come to you without anxiety or doubt about the timing or manner of its arrival. Following the breadcrumbs. Once you've planted the seed, start looking for synchronicities. Joseph Murphy believed that the universe sends signs, nudges, ideas, coincidences that guide you to your goal. These synchronicities often appear as chance meetings, unexpected opportunities, or sudden insights. They might come as a book that falls off a shelf, a conversation overheard in a coffee shop, or an intuitive urge to call someone you haven't spoken to in years. Murphy taught that these aren't actually random coincidences, but are orchestrated by your subconscious mind working in harmony with universal intelligence. They are signposts directing you toward the fulfillment of your desire. When you feel a strong inner push to act, do it. That's your subconscious aligning with the universal flow. This inner knowing, what Murphy called hunches or intuitive flashes, should be distinguished from impulsive urges or fear-based reactions. The guidance from your subconscious typically feels calm, clear, and certain, even if it doesn't seem logical to your conscious mind at the time. Acting on these intuitive nudges requires courage and faith. Sometimes the action might seem unrelated to your desired outcome, but Murphy is sure that following this inner guidance is essential to the manifestation process. Each aligned action creates momentum, bringing you closer to your goal, often in ways you couldn't have planned or predicted. Real stories of transformation. Murphy told dozens of stories about people transforming their lives, healing illnesses, landing dream jobs, attracting love, simply by reprogramming their subconscious minds. One woman visualized her ideal home for just 10 minutes a night before bed. Months later, she was offered the exact house she imagined, down to the color of the curtains. These aren't fairy tales. They're proof of a universal law in action. In the power of your subconscious mind, Murphy documented countless case studies from his ministry and counseling practice. For example, he wrote about a surgeon who had developed a tremor in his hand that threatened his career. Through daily visualization of himself performing surgery with perfect steadiness and confidence, the tremor disappeared within a month. Another case involved a businessman facing bankruptcy. Following Murphy's guidance, he began affirming his financial abundance and visualizing his business thriving again. Within weeks, a former client contacted him with a proposal that ultimately saved his company and restored his fortune. Murphy also shared the story of a woman who had been single for decades despite wanting to find love. After working with Murphy, she began visualizing herself in a loving relationship, feeling the emotions of being cherished and supported. She stopped focusing on past disappointments and instead lived in the feeling of love already present in her life. Within 3 months, she met a man who embodied all the qualities she'd been affirming, and they soon married. These success stories span every area of human experience: health, wealth, relationships, career, advancement, creative expression, demonstrating that the principles of subconscious reprogramming are universally applicable. What blocks your manifesting power? Despite the simplicity of Murphy's methods, many people struggle to achieve their desired results. Understanding the common blocks to successful manifestation can help you avoid these pitfalls. Asking with desperation. When you approach manifestation from a place of lack or neediness, you energetically push away what you desire. Desperation signals to your subconscious mind that you don't truly believe in the availability of what you want. Murphy taught that abundance comes to those who approach life from a place of fullness, not emptiness, doubting your worthiness. Many people unconsciously believe they don't deserve their desires. This unworthiness often stems from childhood programming or religious conditioning that equates wealth, health, or happiness with selfishness or sin. Murphy emphasized that prosperity is your divine birthright, and claiming it honors the infinite abundance of the universe. Constantly changing your desires. Some individuals jump from one desire to another without giving any single intention enough focused energy to manifest. Murphy compared this to changing radio frequencies repeatedly. You never stay tuned to one station long enough to hear the complete message. Consistency in your affirmations and visualizations gives your subconscious mind clear, unwavering instructions. Overthinking the process, analyzing, questioning, and intellectualizing can interfere with the natural flow of manifestation. The conscious mind often wants to understand exactly how something will happen before believing it's possible. This analytical approach creates resistance that blocks the intuitive wisdom of the subconscious. Murphy's advice? Relax, believe, receive. This simple three-word formula encapsulates his entire philosophy. Relaxation calms the conscious mind, allowing the subconscious to receive new programming. Belief activates the creative power of the subconscious, and receiving means adopting an attitude of grateful acceptance, even before physical evidence appears. The 5-step formula for universal manifestation. To ask the universe the right way, remember: 1. Be clear and specific. Clarity is power in the manifestation process. Define exactly what you want in positive terms. Instead of focusing on what you don't want, I don't want to be in debt. Focus on what you do want. I enjoy financial freedom with an abundance of resources. Include details that make your desire feel real and tangible to your subconscious mind. 2. Ask in a calm, receptive state. Your mental state when communicating with your subconscious is crucial. Practice relaxation. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or progressive muscle relaxation before stating your affirmations or visualizing your desires. This relaxed state bypasses the critical faculty of the conscious mind, allowing direct access to the subconscious. 3. Use affirmations in the present tense. Frame your requests as though they are already accomplished facts. I am statements carry tremendous creative power. Feel the truth of your affirmations as you speak them. As Murphy taught, what you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you become. 4. Let go and trust. Release your attachment to how and when your desire will manifest. Avoid the temptation to manipulate circumstances or force outcomes. Trust that the infinite intelligence within you knows the perfect path and timing for fulfillment of your desire. 5. Follow inspired action. Remain alert to inner guidance and synchronistic opportunities. When you receive an intuitive nudge, act on it promptly. These inspired actions create momentum and open doors that your conscious mind could never have planned. This isn't just about wishful thinking. It's about aligning your inner world with the life you want. Murphy taught that manifestation is not merely a mental exercise, but a holistic practice that involves your entire being, thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions. When all these aspects are aligned with your desire, you become a powerful magnet for its manifestation. The key distinction between wishful thinking and effective manifestation is the emotional and energetic component. Wishful thinking is passive hoping. Manifestation is active creation through the alignment of your subconscious beliefs with your conscious desires. Your 7-day challenge. If this video opened your eyes, imagine what could happen if you actually use these steps starting tonight. So here's your challenge. Pick one thing you want. Follow these 5 steps for the next 7 nights. And come back to this video to comment what happened. Murphy often emphasized the importance of consistent practice. He recommended at least 21 days of repeated affirmations and visualizations to firmly establish a new pattern in the subconscious mind. However, many of his students reported significant shifts in their circumstances within just 7 days of dedicated practice. For your 7-day challenge, choose something meaningful but believable. If you're new to conscious manifestation, start with something that doesn't trigger strong doubt or disbelief. As your confidence grows through successful experiences, you can gradually work with larger desires. Document your experiences during this week. Notice not just external changes, but also shifts in your thoughts, feelings, and perceptions. Often, The first signs of successful manifestation are internal: increased optimism, creative ideas, or a sense of certainty about your desired outcome. And if you want more videos like this, where we break down hidden teachings from legends like Joseph Murphy, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the universe is listening, but are you asking the right way? The science behind Murphy's methods. While Murphy presented his techniques in spiritual terms, modern neuroscience and psychology have validated many aspects of his approach. Research in neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, supports the idea that consistent visualization and affirmation can create new neural pathways. Studies on the reticular activating system, RAS, reveal how our brain filters information based on what we focus on. When you consistently direct your attention to a specific goal or desire, your RAS begins highlighting opportunities and resources related to that goal that might otherwise go unnoticed. Quantum physics also offers intriguing parallels to Murphy's teachings. The observer effect, the finding that particles exist in a state of potential until observed, suggests that consciousness plays a role in creating reality at the subatomic level. Epigenetics, the study of how behaviors and environment can influence how your genes work, provides another scientific framework for understanding how our thoughts and emotions can impact our physical reality, including our health and well-being. Beyond material desires, the spiritual dimension. While many are initially attracted to Murphy's methods for manifesting material goals, money, relationships, career success, he emphasized that these techniques have profound spiritual applications as well. Murphy taught that the same principles could be used to develop qualities like patience, compassion, and wisdom. By impressing these virtues upon your subconscious mind through affirmation and visualization, you can transform your character and expand your consciousness. He believed that as people became more adept at working with their subconscious minds, they naturally evolved toward higher spiritual awareness. Material success, while valuable, was ultimately meant to serve as a stepping stone to spiritual growth. Murphy frequently reminded his followers that the ultimate purpose of these techniques was not just personal gain, but greater expression of divine qualities through human experience. The real secret, he wrote, is to establish within yourself the consciousness of God's presence, power, and wisdom. Then all things will be added unto you, creating a daily practice. For those serious about mastering Murphy's manifestation techniques, establishing a consistent daily practice is essential. Here's a suggested routine based on his teachings. Morning session, 10 to 15 minutes. Upon waking, remain in a relaxed state with eyes closed. Express gratitude for what you already have. Visualize your desires as already fulfilled. Feel the emotions associated with this fulfillment. Recite your affirmations aloud with conviction. Throughout the day, catch negative thoughts and consciously replace them with positive ones. Use brief moments, waiting in line, walking, etc., for quick affirmations. Notice and appreciate synchronicities as they appear. Take inspired actions promptly. Maintain an attitude of expectant faith. Evening session, 10 to 15 minutes. Before sleep, in a relaxed state through deep breathing. Review the positive events of your day. Visualize your desires in vivid detail. Feel deep gratitude for the fulfillment. Fall asleep holding these positive images and feelings. This structured approach ensures that you are consistently programming your subconscious mind with the same desires, increasing the power and effectiveness of your manifestations. Adapting Murphy's methods for the 21st century. While Murphy's principles remain timeless, modern practitioners have developed helpful adaptations. For today's fast-paced world, vision boards, physical or digital, can serve as visual reminders of your desires throughout the day, reinforcing your mental programming. Audio recordings of your affirmations can be listened to during commutes or exercise, utilizing otherwise lost time for subconscious reprogramming. Journaling about your manifesting journey helps identify and clear limiting beliefs that might be blocking your progress. Meditation apps can help you achieve the relaxed state necessary for effective communication with your subconscious mind. Community support through online forums or local groups provides encouragement and accountability for your manifestation practice. These modern tools complement rather than replace Murphy's fundamental techniques, making his methods more accessible and integrable into contemporary lifestyles. A final word of wisdom. Murphy often concluded his lectures with a reminder that has particular relevance for today's achievement-oriented society. The purpose of these techniques is not just to accumulate possessions or experiences, but to discover and express your true potential as a spiritual being. The greatest satisfaction in life, he wrote, comes not from what you get, but from what you become in the process of achieving your goals. As you begin applying these principles in your own life, remember that the ultimate manifestation is the realization of your complete self, confident, loving, abundant, and aligned with your highest purpose. The universe is indeed listening. And now you know exactly how to speak its language.